Hi, this is On Imagination with the Healing Garden, and welcome to, let's call this shifting perspectives for now, but this is something different. This is my third business, third company, fourth business, and I put my ideas out there, and a lot of people come to me and say to me, "Wow, your ideas are really new, like you are ahead of your time." I hear that a lot, ahead of my time. And I feel it whenever I talk to a baby boomer, even Gen X's. Oh, I can feel it. I'll be blunt, my theories go way over their heads because they are solidly grounded in philosophy, which is a study they never received. But I noticed when I talk to millennials, they get it. And the more I talk to the younger generations, the more they get it. But there is a lot of generational abuse going on, isn't there? Especially on millennials. I'll sit down and I'll talk to a Gen X and they will lash out at the millennials. Everyone's hating on the millennials. I think I'm the only one rooting for them. There's a lot of narcissism out there. And I spoke to somebody who is dishonest and unethical. And he informed me how much he hates millennials. And then when he explained what the millennial was doing, well, within 2 minutes, I went, "Oh, that's not a millennial. That's a narcissist. You are confusing a mental behavioral disorder with a person's generation. There's a difference." And I think a lot of people are doing that, where they are confusing narcissism with millennials. And that's because narcissism is rampant. The thing is, and this is the beautiful thing, millennials, I'm looking for a pen. Millennials are open-minded to mental wealth. They are absolutely on board with self-improvement like no other generation before. You guys are prioritizing mental wealth like no one else before you. You want to get shit done. The problem is, like me, you guys are at the mercy of the garbage that's produced by the fourth perspective. I am so sorry. I am a Gen X, and we have failed you. They failed me too. They failed everybody. Now, I will be spending probably the rest of my life just teaching on these topics, showing you something different. Because the parenting that you've received, the suppression you've endured, and now the hatred and the backlash that you're getting from the forefathers who created you are hating on you. Just like Frankenstein hating on his own monster that he created. But I don't see you as monsters, not at all. I see you as people failing you. And you're starving and you're ready and you're eager and you get it. You know there's something better. You know the old way of doing things is bullshit. I get it. And I'm sitting here going, why am I marketing to a bunch of baby boomers? I have my moments. So yeah, I am ahead of my time. And that's why I started this particular podcast, because you will appreciate what I have to say. What I have to say is completely fuck backwards from everything else you've heard. Starting with, children are right. Adults need to grow the fuck up. Children are right. Baby boomers have a serious problem with discipline. They don't understand what discipline is. I'm a BDSM mistress. I know what discipline is. And I know what impact play is. And I know what abuse is. I also know what authority and control and power are. These are all the things a BDSM mistress has to master if they're going to be a proper mistress. So needless to say, I know my fucking shit when it comes to power, authority, control, discipline, and abuse. And when I see us parenting children, you want a better way of doing things because you can see how fucked up the way things are. I could see how fucked up they were too. I come from a generation where you either conformed properly or you were abused for it. It was very black and white. Baby boomers love their black and white. They love their black and white because that is their safety, because they have the minds of children that are underdeveloped. Because that's exactly what fourth perspective living is. Fourth perspective is, and we'll be going over the perspectives throughout the entire podcast, but fourth perspective is the mindset of a 4-year-old. And for most of us, especially baby boomers, we never got past 4 years old, which is why a lot of adults act like children. The fifth perspective is 5-year-olds, and the sixth perspective is 6-year-olds. It is astonishing to see how stunted our growth and development has become because of the fourth perspective. It's just the age we're living in. The society is built on the fourth perspective standards. Now, this has been in place since the Age of Enlightenment, and we are at its end. Prior to that were the Dark Ages, and the Dark Ages is literally third perspective societal living. And prior to that, we had the Roman Empire, which was second perspective living. We are at the end of the fourth perspective, and we are coming into the fifth perspective. And that's you. The problem is all of our textbooks, all of our governments, all of our schools, all of our transportation systems, all of our paperwork is riddled and reeks of that closed-minded, law and order bound, black and white thinking, fourth perspective. So all the material you have available to you is limited. And you are walking into the fifth perspective age with nothing. All you know is it's wrong, and you don't know what's right. And all the material that you have prior is absolutely pulled from the fourth perspective, including the psychology work, including NIM, because NIM was manufactured by a bunch of fourth perspectives. In fact, in the 1970s, when Dr. Graves gave them this information from spiral dynamics, look it up, NIM, fourth perspective black and white thinking, shelved this material. I came to psychology via a different path. I studied philosophy and was trapped inside of my head for 40 years. I used to have multiple personality disorder, which was renamed dissociative identity disorder, which I now call dissociative consciousness, multiple consciousness disorder. That's what I call it, multiple consciousness disorder, except I don't have it anymore because I integrated and I cured it because I figured out how the subconscious mind works. So I came to my theories and conclusions on a different path than what's currently available. No one has walked my shoes before. When I found Dr. Graves' study on spiral dynamics, it was only a month ago. And it was like the vocabulary for the system I had invented was handed to me. I had the system. I had the information. I just lacked the words. And finding his work a month ago was like just being handed a dictionary. And I went, oh, I wrote up the how to get us from all the different perspectives without realizing that's what I was doing. And then when I found Dr. Graves' work a month ago, I realized that I was actually writing the how-to guide to get us from all the different perspectives. So this podcast is for the millennials, the Gen Ys, the Gen Zs, and the upcoming generation alphas, and the generation betas when they get here. If I'm going to be ahead of my time, then I might as well start talking to the people who will appreciate my material. Because it is innovative and it is new and it is very different. And it is unheard of before. I cover things here like all the workings of the subconscious mind, how to break it down. I give you the handbook for the subconscious mind, the user's guide to the subconscious mind. I show you and educate you what they failed to teach you in the schools, what should have been taught to you in the schools. I explain to you something that I refer to as optimum mental wealth, not health, wealth. Health is the mediocre standard set by the fourth perspective. Wealth is up here. This is where I live. Because health is not good enough. I don't want to be healthy. I want to be wealthy. And you can be healthy in finances, which is barely making it. This is the poverty line. That's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for you. That's why I have this podcast. No. What you seek is optimum mental wealth. You want to flourish. You want to thrive. You don't want to survive. Fourth perspectives love surviving. Oh my God, do they love their surviving? They love barely making it. They've built an entire system around barely making it, barely surviving, living paycheck to paycheck. And I know that's not good enough for you. I know you have the ego and the pride to not crawl in the mud like everybody before you. You are the generation that stood up and said, why is everyone crawling in the mud? You are the generation who stepped forward and said, we can do better. So consider this, and it is, new psychology. This psychology is based on 2,000 years of philosophy. And it's what I call perspective psychology. It focuses on providing you with the user handbook for the subconscious mind. And my favorite part, it provides you with everything you need to know to get you to optimum mental wealth. This is nonconformist and LGBTQIA tolerant and celebrations. Celebratory. We are budding into a new era where the majority of people are open-minded. And the closed-minded ways are being phased out very quickly. And over the next 20 years, we are going to see a massive jump in education. So consider this the classroom. Consider this the resources for everything you need for this new era that we are walking into. Because after the fifth perspective, societal generation, we're going to be getting into the sixth perspective. Oh, good God, it's going to be chaos. And then it's going to be surreal. So this is everything you need to get you there. This is the groundwork you are going to need because everything we have currently at your disposal is obsolete because it is literally designed for the baby boomers. That's what the Matrix is. It is the society built exclusively for cultivating baby boomers. But they're old and they will be passing soon, and they have left us absolutely no earth to inherit. So this is the healing garden. Welcome home. If you love shit like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want more shit like this, subscribe to my newsletter, my amphitheater down below. And if you want to take a look at your 10-point mental wealth checklist to make sure that your current healing lifestyle is full, complete, and rounded, if you want to make sure that you are healing all of you, take a look at my journey healing plan. Click on the link below and you'll be able to take a quiz that walks you through mental wealth, and you will get the 10 points so that you can confirm and compare to make sure you are healing all of you. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.